we go. We're live. And I just want to present live. Normal. Uh-oh, what did I do? Here we go. There we go. That should be all right. Here we go. Got to put those masks on. Safety. This is the new normal. You know what I say to that, right? Think of all the stupidity going on right now. The illogical logic, the craziness. It's gone way too far. It's been what, a year and a half, a little more than a year and a half now. And I just saw an article saying that not only will you have to have you're going to have to be fully vaccinated. You're going to have both vaccines, the first and the second, or if you're on the Johnson & Johnson, only one. Not only are you going to have it to go into restaurants, but you're going to have it just to get into malls here. That's what the proposal is. And I've been seeing a lot of these things lately. And, you know, as I've said before, there's a fine line between safety and freedom and absolute insanity. I also have today I have the article that I was looking for about Australia. I found it. I want to talk about that. There's a few things I want to talk about. Right now there's a lot of rain. It's heavy rain here. Give me 1 second. I forgot to do something. I got to turn off the Wi-Fi. I always forget to do that. Forget to turn the Wi-Fi. I always forget to do that. Forget to turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. And then my phone is looking for the Wi-Fi, but I've got the 4G on, and so it creates a little bit of a hiccup. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee Kap. So, what else? There's protests, but that's not such a big deal. But this new normal, I see it everywhere. It's plastered everywhere. Such a big deal. But this new normal, I see it everywhere. It's plastered everywhere. This is the new normal. And I just was thinking about it. It's not normal. And shit wasn't normal before the COVID. It wasn't normal. There is really, when you think about it, you can say, normally I would do this. But do it, things are changing all the time. At moment to moment. One day it's, oh, we're going to open on this day. The next day it's, we're going to open on that day. Depends on where we are. Oh, when we get back to normal, we're never getting back to what you used to know. The one constant, and this comes from the Chinese book, the I Ching. The one constant in life is change. And we're never going to get back to how it used to be. It doesn't matter what country it is. Every single country is going to be somewhat different. You may disagree with me, but when you think about it, things are different moment to moment. And I've said in the past, oh, Thailand has changed in the last 10 years. Or I told you, I told people 20 years ago, Thailand was already changing. It's not so prophetic. It's just how it is, things are going to change, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's a matter of, do they change to a way that you can handle, in a way that you can handle and you can accept, or is it something you don't accept? Obviously, a lot of foreigners have left from Thailand, but there's still plenty that are clamoring to get in. I don't know if they're going to hit 40 million. Good morning there, Bob. Ah, okay. You were in the flood. Yeah, that's what I was getting at about the rain. I was going to talk about that a little bit. And also, like I said, about Australia and what's going on over there. Interesting article from the Atlantic. Also, I saw something today. Which publication is it? The Thai Inquirer. That says officials are claiming people are not being responsible enough after the lifting of lockdown measures. So, what does that lead you to believe when they say that? To me, I think that's a crock of shit. I don't know. I look everywhere and most people have their mask on. Everywhere I go, people have their masks on. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what they're looking at. These officials are looking at, especially when the officials walk around. They don't even put a mask on half the time. You see them without masks on. They're sitting in a meeting or something. They have no mask on. And yet they expect all the people to abide by their own wishes. So I don't know what they're talking about. We're going to talk about that. And also, supposedly, there will be no more Sinovac after October, which strikes me as odd as well because I believe they just ordered another 10 million doses like yesterday. So I don't know what's going on with that. Don't know where Longhorns, my moderator, is. I don't know if he's asleep. I don't know if he's asleep with his lady friend. I don't know if he's alone. I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't heard from him. He was supposed to meet up yesterday with his little friend. And, yeah, I don't know what happened. But I'm sure he'll tune in or pop up at some point in the day. So we're going to talk about that. But right now, the Thai baht is 32.76. It has weakened in the last couple of days. 32.76 to the dollar. 79 degrees Fahrenheit. 86 is the high. 75 is the low. 88 is the feel-like temperature, which, oh, that sounds like it's not that bad. However, about 20 minutes ago, the humidity was 97%. Well, thanks, Michael. Thank you. 50% chance of rain. It's been pouring all morning. It's even flooding out here at our house. And I'll tell you, you know how much rain there was. I don't know what's up with our air conditioner. We have an old air conditioner. It doesn't work. So we bought another one. We put that one in. It's worked for a while, and we've had a few problems with it. But now what's happening is there's so much rain and so much humidity that there's condensation building in the inside the plastic of the air conditioner, and the air conditioner drips. Now I've got my chair over there, which is worth a couple $100. I don't want it dripping on my chair, ruining my chair. Drips on the floor. So I got to keep an eye on it, and, you know, it's just a hassle. It's just one more thing. These are the kind of irritations that you may have here, or you may experience, that you never really think of when you're back home. Back home, I just turned the air on. It always seemed to work. If it didn't work, you got it fixed. This thing works fine, but when the humidity is a killer here. I'm talking about cameras. I'm talking about this kind of equipment. Anything that's not sealed and that will get fried by a little bit of moisture, forget about it. All right, so we're going to give a big shout out to all my Patreon patrons, all those people who are sponsors to my channel. Appreciate it. I'm not going to go name by name today, but I will later this week. I appreciate all the support. You can get a t-shirt. You can join the channel. You can become a Patreon patron. You can contribute through PayPal or the Cash App, or you could get a t-shirt like the one I got on, or a coffee mug. So please try to help out in that way if you can. Otherwise, keep watching. Leave a thumbs up. We got 30 people watching now and only 9 thumbs up. So please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Eventually, one day, maybe I'll hit 15,000 subscribers. That's my dream. My dream is to hit 15,000 subscribers. Apparently, after 15,000, it gets a little bit easier. and you hit that number and people start subscribing more. That's what I've been told by other YouTubers, but I don't know that that's true. Anyway, we're talking about normalcy in Thailand. And, well, right now there is a tropical storm closing in. So when I say it rains here, it rains. It does flood quite a bit. It floods down in Sukhumvit. It used to flood here quite a bit, but it's not as bad now because they've been tearing up the street and putting a new drainage system in, new water system in, but also drainage system. And they did it on our side of the road about a month or two ago. So we don't really have to worry about any flooding. We just have to worry about it being extremely wet. And we've had problems with our roof before. The roof leaks a little bit, and then it gets inside. And if it goes through the immediate roof, the inside roof, then we got problems. But so far, the guy fixed our roof, fixed all the leaks, and things seem to be a little bit better. Tropical storm Khansan, and it's moving across the Philippines in a northwesterly direction towards Vietnam. 70 to 80% chance of rain in all regions except the south in the next 24 hours. The downpours in many parts of the country are likely to continue until Monday. That also triggers surges in rivers, including the Chao Phraya, and raises the risk of widespread flooding. I've been in, I forget the place where it was. There was a big fight, a boxing event in this place, and I went there, and it was really difficult to get in. But the water, the flooding was so bad it would come up to your almost your waist, to my waist. And I mean, I'm short, but still, it's a couple of feet of water, and that's how bad it can get. In Nakhon Ratchasima, all districts have been ordered to closely monitor water levels in reservoirs while major dams still have spare storage capacity. Some smaller ones are already full. So this is a problem here. And hopefully, I like it when it rains, but, you know, hey, I don't want flooding and any damage and problems for people. You know, we don't need that. That's just one more thing. How normal is it to wear 3 or 4 masks, or wear 2 or 3 masks and a face shield, which I see all the time? And, you know, I guess, excuse me, if you have underlying conditions and you have to go out, all right, I guess I understand it. I don't know that some of the masks are worth a shit. I think most of them, you know, the surgical masks are basically to keep from stuff being splashed in your mouth, not necessarily from air particles. So I don't know what good those are. And the whole, this whole thing of, you know, if you don't wear a mask and you get caught by the cops, you get fined, which is pretty lenient here, I will say. However, there was a Singaporean guy who was booted out of the country because he repeatedly ignored requests to put his mask on. He just was like, screw it, I ain't wearing the mask. Then there was the guy down in Pattaya who didn't want to wear his mask, or, you know, they had a big bit of a tiff with another guy who had a mask on, and this is normal. I'm over it. I'm over all this. You know, I mean, it's an irritating, frustrating situation. And I saw a little graphic this morning that said, if you want to wear your mask, it's your choice. And they had some little cartoon character with a mask on going down the road. And then right next to them, they were holding hands with somebody else. And it also said, your choice not to wear a mask. It's your choice. I thought that was great, you know. Well, if you want to talk about somewhere that's really getting their ass kicked, Andrew, let's talk about Australia. I'm reading this article from The Atlantic by Connor Friedersdorf, Australia traded away too much liberty. How long can a democracy maintain emergency restrictions and still call itself a free country? You know, if this was something like the Ebola, where, you know, or some kind of a virus that absolutely turned you into a zombie. You know, somebody walks by you and they're 5 feet away, and like, you know, 15 minutes later or 2 hours later, you're walking along and you drop dead. Okay, I understand then if they're going to be harsh and they're saying, hey, listen, you need to stay in your place. You need to stay in your home. You don't want to get this because you will die. The thing with this virus, well, you can die, of course. You can die from the flu. And I don't want to downplay the severity of the virus, either virus, to be honest. But, you know, I thought we're changing to a learn to live with it mentality. And here this article comes out saying that if you're going to go into the mall, you're going to have to show you're fully vaccinated. My kids are not fully vaccinated. My wife's not fully vaccinated. She doesn't even know. They haven't even sent her a message telling her where to go for a second vaccination. She can't get on to the app. It won't let her register. She can't register the kids. Okay, so, you know, you got to hustle a little bit. I said this before. I'll probably end up doing it for at least the boys. But they can't go in anywhere unless they get a test. Now, let me see if I can find this here. And, yeah, here it is right here. Shoppers may need proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test to enter many shops in malls from next month, the Department of Health announced on Monday. The new, of course, they got to have all these taglines. You know, it's the Thai Save Thai, COVID-free setting in this regard. The new COVID-free setting measure would be enforced according to the infection situation from October, which of course could change at any moment. If they find, 50 people in a factory that have COVID, they might say, that's it, we're shutting it all down again. You never know. COVID-free environment. Frequently touched surfaces cleaned every 1 to 2 hours. Shop products cleaned regularly. I don't know how they're going to do that with clothing or shoes or stuff like that. Air conditioning system cleaned every 3 months. Okay, that's simple enough. I don't know how costly that is in the case of a mall. Adopt a HEPA air filtration system or install a local air filtration device, and gatherings banned at any point. Okay, so a group of school kids, like my son wants to go out with his buddies. So what are you going to say? Oh, you can't have more than 4 or 5 of you together at once? They won't go then. Or they'll just go and they'll take their chances. COVID-free personnel. All employees must be fully vaccinated or have contracted and recovered from the COVID-19 in the past 1 to 3 months. Here's what I was unsure of. Employees must be screened. Employees must be screened. Employees every day. Employees must screen employees every. I think it's employers. Boy, they really got this wrong. Employers must be. Jesus Christ, I can't even say it. Employers must screen employees every day with the Thai Safe Thai system, which includes self-testing with antigen tests every 7 days. So they're going to have to come up and pay that. And you think about it, that Starbucks probably has 20 people. That means 20 people. Now, I know Starbucks, is a fairly large company. They can probably handle it. They're going to pay about 5,000 baht a week. But what about the places that have 2,000 people? You think about that. That's crazy. It's 250 baht a whack. Employees are also banned from gathering or eating together and must follow universal infection controls. So I can sit in a Starbucks, and I'm sitting here, and directly in front of me and to the right, someone else can sit. Yesterday, I was at a coffee shop. Was it yesterday? Well, I wasn't at Starbucks yesterday, but I was at another coffee shop the day before. And I'm sitting directly across from Longhorns. No one said anything. So they can put these, if they say that people are being lazy about this, I don't think that they're being lazy. I think that at some point people are just going, you know what, screw this. We're not spending all this money. And the big thing, and I said this yesterday, how are they going to monitor all this? How are they going to monitor all these places that are supposed to be following these guidelines? There might be some random checks, some spot checks, but I don't know how they're going to be able to do it. And therefore, I don't think, you can, I can tell myself I'm only going to eat salad every day for the rest of my life because I just want to be super healthy and I want to be a vegan. But that doesn't mean I'm going to do it. I can say anything I want. Well, that's what they do. A lot of things are for show. I truly believe that. In Thailand, if you know anything about Thailand, a lot is about face and about how things look and perception to others. You have people that, I used to hear these stories all the time about Thais working in companies, and they just get a job and they had really no money to speak of. They might have $1,000 to their name if they were lucky, $500 to their name, and they're not going to get paid for another month. But yet they have to dress really nice at work, and that's all the money they have. And they go out and they blow it all just to be able to go to work. Now, they give the impression of looking like somebody who has a little bit of money and who's well-dressed and all that kind of stuff, but they're dirt poor, And that's what I think happens here, and that's what I think is going to happen with this whole program. The numbers of deaths are not dropping. And so, I don't know that this is going to help. And there has been some concern that maybe they're opening too soon. I don't know. At this point, I'm like, just see what happens. Give it a shot, 1 in 10 here have a mask on. So much for the rules. I don't know. Up here is where are you at? You're in Udon or something? Is that where you are? I forget. I can't keep track of everywhere, but I don't know if the other Steve is here from the south in Songkla, and I don't think that there's a whole lot of people wearing masks out and about. But I don't know that you're in a red zone, and I don't know what the particular rules are there. But I know that in the deep red zones here, from what I see every day, most people are wearing masks. Now, you might have some guy sitting at his little shop, and there's nobody there. He's just, he's got a little noodle shop, and he's inside his noodle shop making noodles. The guy is, and I say inside, but he's like inside and outside. He's in a covered area. And there's nobody there. He doesn't have a mask on. It's, that's what I was saying. It's like, I'm going to go for a long walk out in the 90% humidity weather, and I got to wear a mask, and there's nobody around me. How stupid is that? I don't see the benefit. You see, I keep hearing this, this phrase. It's like, the cost-benefit analysis. And, that's one way of putting it, but I also put it, in my own terms, which is risk-reward and calculated risk. And I think if you're in an area where there's no, what are you going to do? If I'm out in the jungle, if I go out into the woods, I go to CASHAPP, for instance. Now, I've been there before. I go out and I'm walking around. I walked with Alex there. We went on a long walk, pretty long walk. And it's kind of like, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound if no one's there to hear it? So if no one's there, why do I have to wear a mask? It makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. I don't get it. I just don't get it. One of many things I don't get. It's getting hot in this room here already. I've never been somebody who liked to obey or liked to follow or, I always used to be the one that would question things. That, even I'm sure my mother and father would agree with this because I remember my mother going, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I go, why? I don't want to. Why do I have to do that? And I didn't know really, your responsibility, because it's eventually somebody's going to have to do certain things. But the point is that nobody likes to have rules thrust upon them. And there is no normal. There's no normal. It's all about perception. In the old days, and I'm talking about pre-COVID, you had to do things. You had rules to abide by. And, I always tell this story about the guy, and he knows who he is. He was crying about how he didn't want to get a retirement visa, and Thailand was going to make him leave. And I used to say, this is a couple years ago, and some people may remember who he is. Well, I'm not going to get into it about him, really. It's just more about the mentality, which was, well, I don't want to get a retirement visa. If I have a tourist visa, why can't they just keep giving me a tourist visa? And I said, because a tourist doesn't come here to live. A tourist comes here for normally a set period of time, something like 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year even. And if you're allowed to stay that long, okay, that's great. But then if you say, I want to stay even longer, now right now is a little bit of a different matter. Not everybody can get back to their home country. Things are different, right? But before, there was no reason. The reason was, I don't want to. I don't want to abide by this rule, by this law. I want to stay as a tourist. And they gave the guy an ultimatum and said, you got 7 days and you're out of here. And he was all pissed off. Thailand kicked me off. They don't want me here. No, it's not that they don't want you here. They want you on the kind of visa that they want you to have. And there it is right there. They put it out there. Here's our rules. You need to abide by them. If you overstay, you are not abiding by the rules. So they want you to abide by the rules. And people can't handle that. And to me, all that seems logical. All the requirements that they've had in the last couple of years, they're not that bad. Okay, you understand. You look at it from the perspective of the country, and they don't want people just to figure, oh well, I can always just go run away to Thailand, and I can be a criminal, and I'm on the run, and I'll just go stay there, which has happened quite a bit. They don't want that. They want to bring their country up to another level, and I dare say. I didn't never think I would say this, but I dare say that in maybe, I don't know how many years, a dozen years, 10 years, eventually they will raise the perception of Thailand up. People might start saying, hey, remember how Thailand used to be? In the old days, it was this way. Now it's, and one of the things that I was thinking about is I saw a video. And one of the guys was talking about the sexpats and the backpackers, and how those people are largely gone for now. And they were already on their way out. They were already starting to be less of them, because Thailand doesn't really want to cater to backpackers. Now, right now, they should be catering to whoever they can get. And I don't think they're ever going to be, Monaco or Cannes or, Bern, Switzerland or something like that. They're never going to be a big money location, destination. But they can make it a fairly profitable more profitable than it was in the past. And that's why prices are going up here. Prices are going up. If you don't think they are, you better check again, because they're going up here. Inflation. So, that was something that I heard, that it made me think. This whole, we're not catering to the backpackers and we're not catering to the sexpats anymore. And what I'd like to know, and I could probably research this, but I'd like to know now, say 2019 through now, what is the main demographic of people, foreigners who are living here? I haven't got a clue. Honestly, I have no clue how much gas is. It's per liter, so that's a little different than what I'm used to, and I never look at it, to be honest. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. And originally I said Thailand is striving to be like Singapore. Now I kind of have my doubts about that. Although I would say they're striving to be a mixture between, I'm kind of changing my tack now. I think they're trying to be a mixture between China and Singapore, which is not that big of a stretch. I don't think they want to be completely like China, because I think they know the people won't be happy. And the people right now are not very happy. The protests are going on. I saw an article that was saying that the protests are getting increasingly more violent. I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, the violence that they're talking about in standards of, when it comes to standards of protest, the violence in protests is pretty tame. I mean, yeah, the cops, they're grabbing guys and whacking them once in a while and stuff like that. But that really is, this is some lightweight protest from what I've seen. It said demonstrators threw, I'm looking at an article now, and it says, in Dindang yesterday, 5:30, demonstrators threw fireworks, ping pong bombs, and pipe bombs at government offices and a hospital. Now, pipe bomb is no joke. Ping pong bombs, all right, like I said, in relation to protests, I think these are pretty tame. Now, they did set some fires, but again, the way that they set these fires, even compared to, say, Hong Kong got violent. Hong Kong got violent. You had, old ladies and old men and young and old. They'd get beat up. They'd get maced. There would be huge amounts of tear gas. And I'm not talking about, like, the tear gas that I've seen in Bangkok is baby. It's really not all that much. The tear gas, like in Hong Kong, was like, it was hard to walk through it. You couldn't see sometimes. It was just a thick cloud, and you just had to just keep walking and hoping you weren't walking into something. You had to, try to get your bearings and walk in the right direction and walk towards where there was no tear gas. Whereas here, it's very sporadic, and so, but people are not happy. That's, something that, violence or not, people are not happy. They're unhappy enough to go out and protest. I still don't think that Prayut is going to just lay down and say, okay, I resign. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think if you want to say something's becoming more normal, to me what it looks like is governments, as Danny said earlier, overreach of the government. They love the power. I think they recognize that if they get the power, or when they get the power, when they implement the power, if they choose to do something, they ask the question, so what are you going to do about it? It's like somebody goes up and grabs your wallet out of your hand, and he's, like, let's say he's 7 foot and he weighs 400 pounds and he's all muscle, and you're a young woman who's 4'11" and 90 pounds, and he's like laughing at you, and he just walks away. What are you going to do? You're going to beat him up? Maybe if you have a gun, you can shoot him, but that's probably not going to happen. So it's Richard, good morning. Good morning. How are you? You know, I was thinking maybe I should call Mr. Chucky right now. I know he's asleep though. Why do they want all the population to be broke? I don't think they want all the population to be broke, although for a long time there has been the feeling that the elite they want to keep the people a little bit down because it makes it that much more difficult for them to rise up. So, you know, I think that at some point they have to recognize it's not good for their country. It's already not good. The way that they look is not good to the outside world. That's why they are on these red lists, do not travel lists, because countries are like, don't go there. What are you going to go there for? And that doesn't look good. I can tell you, I know a fair amount about the hotel industry just through my wife. And things are not good at the hotels. They don't want any money. They don't want to receive any money right now, but they have to pay back. They don't, they don't want to make any deals. They want to see what's going to happen. Oh, did I get $4? Oh, there we go. Thank you, Richard. I saw it up on the screen before I saw the little graphic. Thank you very much. Choke D to you. Well, me so hungry. Think about something. Since when did people dying matter to some of the more ruthless leaders and the more heartless regimes? When did that matter? You're just an ant. I'm just an ant. We're all just ants in the ant colony. That's how I look at it. If you're the biggest and the baddest ant, and I mean you can be a little old man in the Thai government or in the US government, Australian government, you could be a little old man, a little old lady, but because of your influence and your power, you have the power to tell other people, do this for me, I want this done, I want that done, and it keeps all the people down. And if people die, people die. I don't agree with this, of course, but share the greed around, larger group to keep everyone else down. It mattered for COVID, they wanted to save the most vulnerable, or was that a lie from the beginning? I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but who knows? I don't know what the reasoning is. I think some of the reasoning is just stupidity. I think some of the people in charge, really, they're just idiots. And that's an easy thing to say when I'm standing here and I've never done anything like lead a country or lead even a city or something like that. It's probably easier said than done. However, I do think some of the decisions that were made, like don't buy certain vaccines, buy these Chinese vaccines, and the reason that they're stopping the purchase of these vaccines at the end of October is because supposedly it's affecting the relationship with China. And I saw something on Twitter, and I actually left a comment. And here's the thing. Most people don't give a shit how the Chinese government thinks. I don't care. I don't care how they think. They don't care about me. I can guarantee you they don't care about me. And I saw something else, and I've said it in passing to my kids, but not exactly in the same way. But I saw another little graphic, and it said something to the effect of, "It's a hard, cruel world out there. Face it, accept it, and live with it." And man, how true that is. They don't care at all about you. Wow, who? Thank you very much, Kadat. T. Kadat. Thank you. My Thai family's saying, never mind, relax, relax. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, like my saying is, what do I usually say? I say, Mai Pen Rai, Sabai Sabai, What was the other one that I said? Mipe and Rice, Sabai Sabai. Giant Yen, Mai Sabai, Sabai Sabai. Where is he? He is. Let me see here. He's still in Italy. He's in the mountains of Italy. I think on the border of Austria. He's sleeping right now, and I know he's not going to answer his phone. Let me see something here. Let me see if I can find him to make sure. I can tell you exactly where he is. What he changed his Facebook, so I got it on my other one. Let me see here. He's in Italy though, in the mountains. He's in some beautiful locations. I want to get him on. It's a matter of timing. I want to bring him on and let him show what's up. Where's he at here? I don't know. Let me see if I can find him on here while we're shooting the breeze. Well, Chucky does get around. I'll say that for him. All right, here he is right here. He is in... Well, he doesn't tell me. Let me see if I can find where this is. He is in Trentino Alto Adige, Italy. So, yeah, that's where he is. He's in the Italian Dolomites, in the far north of Italy. Let me see something. I'm going to see. I don't think he's going to answer, but I'll give him a little. I'll give him a buzz. Let me see here. Hopefully this won't cause a problem. Wake up. Richard wants to talk to you. He's not going to wake up because it's like 5 o'clock in the morning there. And he doesn't get up until like noon. Oh, well. I'm going to try to get him on one of these evenings in the near future. I know I said I would, but I need to get him on just because I think it would be good to see. Although that'll be probably around 8 or 9 o'clock Bangkok time. Maybe even as soon as tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see. I got to see if I can get a hold of him, if he writes me back. I know he's going somewhere today when he gets up. So... Anyway, that's where he is. Longhorns has not written or spoken, so I'm going to say he is either knocked out, hungover, or he's cuddling with his girl as long as he can. That could be. What is this team? From Canada. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. That definitely helps a lot. Let's see here. All right. I wanted to read some of this because I think this is important. I don't know. No, he's not in Bangkok now. Chucky's not in Bangkok. He's in the Dolomites of Italy. Longhorns is in Bangkok. Remember when the Phuket Sandbox was first announced? It was this big thing, 500,000 domestic tourists and 129,000 international tourists. That hasn't happened. It's not going to happen. That last bit of espresso is nasty. It won't happen. They're not going to come anywhere near that. But they did release some numbers here. Figures from Phuket show an average spend of 57,949 baht for each visitor. But nearly 50% of this went on certified accommodation and medical bills. So really, this went to the hotel. Half of it went to the hotel and towards medical expenses. The limited success, which personally I don't know that I would call it a success. I guess it's about perspective. If you call getting some funds in, which is better than nothing, a success, okay, by that standard I would say, yeah, it's a success. You made a little bit of money for the area. If you set a goal and you fall way, way short, you don't even come anywhere near it, I don't know how they could call that a success. Carlos, how's it going? The limited success of the Phuket Sandbox scheme, which is hardly likely to be bettered elsewhere in Thailand, means that the government's prospects for achieving visitor numbers in heavy volumes in 2021 and 2022 are limited as long as the restrictive certificate of entry system and an increasingly disturbing top-down approach to controlling the foreign tourism industry is not lifted. As Pattaya announces details this week of its planned reopening in October following in the footsteps of the Sandbox scheme, it's becoming clear that a new command and control regime is being put in place for the foreign tourism sector, which according to the Minister of Tourism and Sports, Pipat Ratchakitprakarn, will be in place for some time to come. In Pattaya's case, this may include plans to segregate local and foreign tourists for tourist attractions as revealed by the mayor of the resort city last week. Based on figures just released for the Phuket Sandbox, the kingdom is unlikely to generate anything more than 1.4% of foreign tourist numbers seen in 2019, even if it fully opens as planned in October. I hate to say this. I really do believe that well, that's not good, Carlos. I do believe that, like I'm saying, we're not going to get back to the old normal. It's not going to happen. They're not going to let it happen. You may see some slight resemblances towards what you thought was normal back in the day. That was the norm, your standard at the time. But look, in Pattaya, they're not going to open up and just, okay, we're going to have everything's back the same. Walking streets the same. We're going to open up all the bars. All the girls are going to get back to work. I don't see it happening. I don't see it ever happening like that again. Nana Plaza, Patpong, Soy Kaboy. These places, they're not going to get back to how they were before. There's going to be a new way of doing things. Those days. What's that song? Those days are here again. What's the name of that song? Is that what it is? Those days are here again? Hey, Soy Dog Cowboy. Da 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 da. It's not Barbra Streisand either. I can't remember the name of that song. I'd have to get on the what is it, SoundCloud? I have to go on the SoundCloud and try to hum it and see if I can get. Those were the days, my friends. 2 to 5 years. I think even in 2 to 5 years, I hate to say this, I just don't think it's going to be the same. They're going to have, they want to change. They want a step up, and this is their opportunity to grab at it. You know, there's always, listen, they want, the Thais, the Thais are the biggest, you know, they're the biggest mongers in Thailand. It's not the tourists who come in here. Because the Thais are going day in and day out, every day, out in the provinces, in the villages, to karaoke's and, you know, places like this, straight up brothels. You know, they're the ones who frequent everything. It's just that the foreigners go to the places that are right out there for everybody to see. There's no discretion, you know. And so I think they want to change that. Now, I don't know how much they're going to be able to change it at, say, Nana. Or Soy Cowboy, but they're gonna make things a little more difficult. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they will find a way. But yeah, Pattaya and Phuket, I don't see them coming close to how they used to be. Soy Cowboy, how's New York? I always ask that because I want to know. I'd actually like to go back to New York. That is one place I do like it there. There's a lot of things to see and do. You know? Not to mention, you just jump on the subway or you know, you bring a camera with you. You find plenty of stuff to photograph. That's one thing New York is great for. We are doing well COVID-wise. Are people wearing masks in like restaurants and gyms and things like that? Shopping malls? Or is it just you can wear it if you want? You don't have to wear it if you don't want to wear it. That's the other thing. I mean, can you imagine going into a go-go bar and you're sitting at the go-go, you're sitting there and you see the girl of your dreams. You're like, oh my God, she's beautiful. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Oh, honey, come sit and have a drink with me. She smells good. She looks good. You're like, you put your drink down and you're like, wow, you're so beautiful, honey. Do you want to go with me? And then she's like, oh yeah, okay, no problem, but we drink now. And then you like get a little closer. Now you're breathing right on top of each other. You're like right on top of you. And guess what? You're going to go have sex. So I don't know how they're going to stop anything, you know? People will always be horny. It's, you know, we're like dogs. I mean, really, even women. Are you saying Thais or Southeast Asia's equivalent to North Americans? Oh man, I don't even want to categorize anymore. Those were the days, my friend. Mary Hopkins. Oh, is that who it was? Mary Hopkins, yeah. Okay, I knew it wasn't Barbara Streisand. Thank you. It's like if someone were saying, I don't want to be referred to as a she. I'm like, well, what the hell do I refer to you as? I don't, you know. I don't know. You know. I'll tell you what. Some of America, and I'm not going to blame it all on the Democrats or the liberals or anything like that, because it's everybody is involved in it in one way or another. It's all interconnected, interrelated. But the mentality in America is skewed. They've got their priorities a little bit back asswards. You know. And I see, I don't even like looking, you know, listen, I'm gonna delete a lot of the photos I have up on Instagram just because I want to go through them and curate them a little bit better. But I can't stand going to Instagram now or to Facebook because I'm always getting these little clips by whoever, and it's of people fighting in the Popeye's chicken, or some woman who got called something that she wasn't supposed to be called, and I'm like, what's wrong with what he just he madam, and then she got pissed off and they're brawling with each other, or they're throwing shit in the McDonald's, or I'm like, what? I don't ever see this in Thailand. I would not know how to live in America now. I am so ingrained in this system now. Like, if I had to be married to a Western woman, I don't know how they think anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I've been with my wife for a long time. I've been in Thailand for a long time. I don't know how I would function. And sometimes I want, it's no wonder people are going nuts in the United States. Some people are going nuts because, they're sick and tired of all the nonsense. Well, I don't know. I mean, I have a buddy who lives in Reno, and he's I've known him for a long time. I've known him for 35 years or so. And we used to hang out together all the time. And now he's semi-retired, and he's got a little pension, and he's got his own little place, and he goes out every morning, and he's like 59, 60. He goes out every morning. He goes, I'm the young one. He goes, I go out and I meet guys at McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. He goes, I meet them for some coffee and maybe a donut. And they're all in their 70s. He goes, but you know what? We all carry guns. He's like, there's never any problems. We don't have problems. Because people know if you start a problem, you make a problem there, they're going to get shot in the face, And I don't know if that's the answer, but I mean, maybe sometimes it is. But the point is that it's gotten so bad in some places. I can't even look at the news anymore. I don't even want to know about it. I don't want to know about what this rapper's doing and how he's got this girl and she's knocked up and baby do this and baby do that and boo do this. I can't handle it, man. To me, that's abnormal. To worry about that shit's abnormal. I've never been a big star chaser. To me, they take a shit just like everybody else. I live next to a small town next to Sedona. Well, I know about Sedona. I know some people that move there, but that's about all I know. But they love it. San Pedro. You know what I saw the other day? I don't remember the name of it, but it was just, where was it? The place they were having a problem. What was the name of that place? It was just north of Bishop in California. And there was some problem there. Oh, it was a fire. There was a fire. That's what it was. I saw a movie. And this fire, it didn't go down all the way to Bishop, but it was the campfire. The campfire fire or something like that. And it burned like 200,000 acres or something. I don't know. Let me see something here because I want to get this right. I don't know how long ago this was. Campfire 2018. It was the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California's history and most expensive natural disaster in the world in 2018 in terms of insured losses. I don't know if if you got it on Netflix, it's on Netflix here in Thailand. You might be able to find it. It's called I think it's called the Campfire. What the hell was the name of that movie now? My memory is just shot, really. My short-term memory is gone. Let's see here. It doesn't have a list of the documentaries. Fire in Paradise. The name of the city was Paradise. And basically, after the fire was contained, they showed what had happened. And it was one house after another house after another house after another house. It just, as far as you could see, all the houses had burned down. This fire was massive. Anyway, I don't know how much, at least 100 miles, 200 miles, something like that. Let me see here on the map. I used to go to a place near Bishop. I used to go to Lone Pine and Independence. Man, those were some beautiful places. And those were my getaways. Those were the places I like to go to get away. Just fantastic places, just beautiful. You go out. I used to go fishing for trout, camp out there. Nobody out. I didn't. In fact, every time I went, I never saw anybody. I went 3 or 4 times, and I went once with a girlfriend, the girlfriend I had at the time, and another time with my buddy and his wife. And what a fantastic place. Let me see how far down it is. All right, it's near the Butte Valley. And if you keep going south, yeah, I don't see, let me see here if I can do this. Directions. Bishop. Okay. It's 337 miles south is Bishop. And then you go a little further south and you get to Lone Pine and Independence by the Inyo National Forest. In fact, you take the route. There's 2 different routes you can take. But one of the routes is on, I can't see, the 395. And if you pass up Carson City, that's one way to go, and it will head to Reno. So if that gives you an idea of what the terrain is like, man, it's just a fantastic place. And I don't know why I brought that up, but first of all, it's a good movie. And second of all, it was my little getaway. That was how I got away from stuff. I went for a week once, camped out. The girl I was seeing at the time said, "I don't believe that you can stay for more than a day or 2 out in a tent. You're a city boy. I'm more of a camper than you are." And I said, "Oh, really?" And then after 3 days, she was begging to go home. And I said, "No, can't go home. Sorry. We're staying. I'm not going back." Let's see here. Gradual and marked deterioration in the state of Pattaya. It's not Pattaya, and it's not Farang. Once a thriving holiday resort, regular visitor warns foreign tourists to stay away. It's depressing. A regular visitor to the city this week warned foreign tourists to stay away, saying that he had witnessed a marked and gradual deterioration in the situation in Pattaya. I'm so self-conscious about saying it now because I'm always thinking, am I saying it wrong? At various stages, even from the start of the year. I went to Pattaya a few times this year. January, March, April, June, it's got gradually worse. And I have been there, I think 3 times in the last, I don't know how long, 6 months, 9 months. And yeah, and if you remember me going to Phuket, man, it was just downright depressing. It's a ghost town. Even shops like 7-Eleven or McDonald's are closed, and Starbucks. Homeless people all around Beach Road. It's really sad to see. If you've been there before COVID, don't go there now. You can't imagine how much it's changed. It's depressing. The Pattaya Move On, PMO, still looks very uncertain, but is more restrictive than the Phuket Sandbox scheme. This is not what I'm reading. Hey, Gennaro. Under the details of the Pattaya Move On scheme announced this week, the city plans to reopen, even though its famous nightlife industry is shuttered. And tourist leaders in the city have already been told that the restrictive sealed routes plan, including 3 days in alternative local quarantine, is something many foreign tourists will have little interest in. It comes as one French tourist representative in Asia has said that he is no longer monitoring developments in Thailand being orchestrated by the Tourism Authority of Thailand, as the schemes are simply too complicated and uncertain. He said there had been a modicum of interest in the Phuket Sandbox scheme because Phuket is an island and had been a highly rated destination. There is a difference between Phuket and Pattaya. I hate to say that, but there is a difference. And it's kind of like for internationals, let's face it, there's a reason why people like both places, but also there's a couple of additional reasons. And generally, people don't go to Pattaya to go swimming in the ocean and to go, they just don't. Okay, here we are again with the new normal. Figures for Thai tourism in 2021 are bound to be disappointing under the new normal controls. What's so funny is, I thought just yesterday they were saying, how long ago was this? This was just today. No, this was 2 days ago. I thought just yesterday they were saying that there's not going to be, if you're fully vaccinated, you can go anywhere. There's no quarantine, no nothing. In fact, in my YouTube channel, in the community section, I believe I put up a little graphic about that. Let me double check. I mean, I'm positive it's there, but I just don't remember what it said. It's pretty simple what they put here. Oh, I put something up yesterday about the green card and the yellow card. I heard somebody say he had to go into a certain office to get his green card. The one guy got a yellow card, another guy got a green card. I don't think I got to go in anywhere. I hope not. I hope I just open up the app like they originally stated. But this one, for instance, if you go to Chiang Mai and you have Sinovac, you need 2 doses, but there's no quarantine. If you have 2 doses, AstraZeneca 1 dose, Pfizer 2 doses, Moderna 2 doses, J&J 1 dose, and that's how it is for many of these cities. There is no quarantine. The quarantines where I see is Pitsanalok, Mesot, Chumpon, Trang. So I don't know exactly what they're on about here. Maybe this is just for people who are traveling internationally. I don't know. But I did like the article from the Inquirer. It says people are not being responsible enough after lifting of lockdown measures. Thailand will likely see a spike in the next few weeks due to carelessness on the part of the public, a public health official told Thai Inquirer on Wednesday. The country lifted some lockdown restrictions on September 1st due to lower COVID numbers, allowing dine-in at restaurants and easing travel restrictions. Inter-province travel has also been allowed with people traveling from and between red zone or hard-hit provinces. If you look at the malls in Bangkok and surrounding provinces, it was completely packed in some places. Shoulder to shoulder, nose to nose. What? Said a professor of public health at Chulalongkorn University who asked not to be named as he works closely with the government. I didn't see this in the Mall Bankaby. I didn't see this in Siam Paragon. Siam Paragon. Um, I didn't see this at any of the malls I went to, so I don't know what this guy's talking about. I understand that after a month of lockdown, that people are antsy to get back to their daily routines, but this lack of responsibility threatens all the gains that we have worked so hard to make. I'm going to say it. I think he's full of shit. I haven't seen people shoulder to shoulder, nose to nose. In fact, if you remember the other day when I streamed, I showed some of, and I showed, where was it that I was? I took photos at Chanel. People were lined up outside of Chanel to get in. They only allowed a certain number of people to get in. In the banks that were outside on the streets, just standalone banks, and also banks in the malls, people were sitting in chairs outside waiting to get into the banks, and they were all separated. They were not nose to nose. They were not shoulder to shoulder. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. I don't know if he just saw one thing, but my experiences are much different than his. And I think that at least in Bangkok, the people are generally very, very good and responsible about how they, they do what the government wants them to do. I don't think that they like it, but they do. And in the past, I can tell you, I'd get on a Songtown, and there'd be like two people that didn't have masks on. I'd be like, what are you doing? This is, a year and a half ago. A year or so ago. They're on the mask. They're on the Songtown. I'm like, listen, if I gotta wear a mask, honey, you gotta wear a mask. But what am I gonna tell some old woman? Hey lady, wear a mask. I'm not. I just I don't. No, of course I don't like it, Richard. I don't like it. According to the professor, the contagious nature of the Delta variant and the close proximity that people are now operating in means it is inevitable that there will be a spike within the next 2 weeks. And didn't we just hear that it's inevitable that every single person on the planet is eventually going to get this virus? So what is the... With this sort of thing, the spike is usually higher than the previous peak, so we can be looking at 30,000 cases per day by the beginning of October because people are just not careful. They're just not. You're not careful, mister. Don't you know who I am? I'm telling you right now. Put your mask on. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I don't even know what to say about it. Put your mask on, you're not responsible. The professor added that confusing government policy has also compounded the situation as the CCSA, which will be gone by the end of the month, hopefully, and the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration did not stick with public health guidelines forwarded by their team of advisors. We said that dining in and shopping malls should only be open to fully vaccinated patrons. The government said that is fine, but let's begin in October, so we have the whole of September to be a super spreader for some reason. It makes no sense. Well, I'll tell you what it is. They told people they were going to open up. They know people are pissed off and they want to get out. They're sick and tired of being cooped up, not being able to go out somewhere. Eating is a very social event in Thailand. It's part of their culture, which is why, a lot of people go out, they sit out on the streets and have street food. They go into the mall, they go into the food courts. Listen, me and Longhorns went the other day and had some chicken, some common guy in the food court. And so they did not want to rescind on that and say, okay, guess what, we're sorry, but you're going to have to wait until October because we need to get everything together and figure out how we're going to implement this. There is no way that they're going to be able to check every single restaurant in Thailand and make sure that everyone is abiding by their guidelines. It's not going to happen. the restaurateurs are smart enough and shrewd enough to be able to know how to skirt any chinks in the system. They'll figure it out. So this, to me, this is a rather this official, whoever it is, it's a bit insulting to the people in Thailand who all the people. And I'm not saying that really matters. You can insult me by saying these things or whatever, but I think the guy's full of shit. Everywhere that I've been, people are very careful about standing next to each other. Ask Longhorns, ask Jono, ask anybody else who is here, Niall, anybody who's here now. You go into an elevator, you go into a lift. If there's another Thai person, a lot of the time, especially if it's some little old lady or something, little old man, they just turn away kind of nonchalantly and look into the corner. They don't even want to be near you. And they have their masks on. And, you know, I still see a lot of Thais going into the mall and they're signing in and, you know, not maybe 20%. But to blame the Thai people for any growth this next month is, I don't know what to say. How about you blame the government for not getting the vaccines in a rapid fashion when they should have done so, and they could have. They just, you know, oh, don't worry, we're going to be fine. Farang have COVID too much, yeah. I thought you're moving to Thailand, Gennaro. Why would you move to Sedona or Moab instead of Bangkok or Pattaya or Phuket or somewhere like that? I think when it comes to, you know, listen, it's a little bit different story if you're in a position where there's just no way you can go anywhere else. But, like for me, I don't really walk through markets where I'm in a group of, you know, 50 people all trying to get through. I haven't gone to CASHAPP in a while, and I would probably say even CASHAPP is still pretty dead. It's not. I don't have anybody. Even before, I didn't have anybody standing side to side to me and nose to nose me. It's this guy. I don't know what this guy's doing. It's fear mongering. I've got a long list of possibilities. Hey, thank you, Richard. Choke D. I got to send a message to Chucky today and see about getting him on, and I'll make sure to say that you wished him well and are saying hello. Better be nice to me. I have to talk to Chunky. Chunky. I'm going to call him Chunky from now on. Hey, Chunky. Got first vaccine in Tirana, Albania yesterday. Medical staff pretty casual. No mask, gloves. Well, congratulations. They are saying here in Thailand that they want people with the Sinovac to get a third shot. And they do want to give, this is a booster, they want to give people boosters. They want to mix the AstraZeneca and Pfizer. And so supposedly this month or next month, I can go in and get a Pfizer booster. Then whatever it is, and I don't like getting shot with all these things, but considering that the United States does not recognize Sinovac, I need 2 shots that they do recognize. So that would be Pfizer. So I'm willing to pay for the Pfizer, and then I of course I have to find places for my kids, and you know, they look for a little while. Then when I turn my back, they stop looking, and you know, it's all right, it's not a big deal. I'm like, it is a big deal because you're not going to be able to go anywhere. This is the way they do things before. In the old days, it's like boxing. In the old days of boxing, Somebody walked into your room. Tonight's not your night, buddy. You're going down. Huh? What? You're going down. Oh, okay. I better go down then. Nowadays, they don't have to. All they do is throw you in with some guy that they know they've fed a bunch of tomato cans. And the guy hasn't, he can barely punch his way out of a paper bag. That's how they do it. Well, that's how they do things like this. That's how they handle people who don't want to get vaccines. Okay, so don't go in. And I saw a lady yesterday that wrote something on Twitter. I just won't frequent your establishment. Okay. I understand that you won't frequent particular restaurants. I understand that 100%. My concern is I can't get in or out of a country. I can't travel freely. I can't move freely because I'm not vaccinated. That is my biggest concern. My biggest concern is not dying from the COVID. Anything can happen, but that's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is, sorry, buddy, you can't move. You're not allowed to go to this place. Why not? Oh, no. Your vaccination from China, no good. Of course, the Chinese take offense at that. They say theirs is every bit as effective. But, I can't give you a cell phone number, Richard. I don't do that for anybody. Just like I can't give you, I wouldn't give anybody your cell phone number without your permission. Israel is considering 4 shots. Listen, I'll tell you what, if it goes beyond, I can understand 4 shots. You get 2 Sinovac, you get some shitty vaccine, and they say, hey, listen, it's not, we found that it's not good. I don't like it. I think it's bullshit. Give me a vaccine that works, or don't give me anything at all. But after you take the next 2 that are supposed to work, listen, don't tell me you love me. All right, really. I don't want to hear it. It's like you say whatever you want, but I don't want to hear it. My ears become closed after another 2 shots. It's like, wait a minute, don't you think we're getting a little too crazy? What am I going to need? I saw something where somebody was saying it could be that Pfizer's developing something like a pill. You have to take like 2 a week or 2 a day or something like that. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Really. I'm sorry, I don't want to swear. I'm trying to keep this a little more mainstream without saying all the foul language. But really, I got to take a pill every day so I don't die from this virus. I want to see all the specifics. I want to see the scientific data. I want people that are trustworthy. All I know now about Fauci is that he's getting, Rand Paul is like raking him over the coals and wants all kinds of investigations into his doings. And I don't trust him. Does anybody trust this government in the United States at all? Well, I may come to America in the next, say, year. Yeah, well, I saw one yesterday about pills that they're developing. And I'm pretty sure it was like, you got to take like 2 a day or something. And it's like, oh, well, there's a money grab. So you do not travel. Well, I don't travel now, but I travel a lot when, things are opened up. And if anything, I want to go back and see my parents. I want to be able to go and see my parents. My parents are getting old. Family wants to go back. We all want to go back there. Yeah, I'm not taking 2 pills. I don't want to travel that bad. I'm not taking 2 pills every day or every week just because they say it'll save my life. You know what'll save my life? Exercising a little more, eating healthier, or trying to eat healthy all the time, and just genetics. You know. So I can't get into that thing, but I'll take another booster, and then just in order to get to the United States without having any issues, but in order to be able to travel and get back into Thailand fairly easily, and all right, I'll get the shots. I'm not dead yet from the Sinovac, but anyway, as it relates to being normal, this shit ain't normal. I mean, really, there's not going to be a new normal. There's going to be tomorrow's way. Uh, and there was yesterday, there's now, and there's tomorrow. BCs and all their situation reports. I'm biased too. I don't believe anybody. I find it extremely hard to believe anybody when it comes to to governments. Oh, I've got a cough now. I better go in. Somebody said something about, why do you drink so much water? Normally I drink a lot of water. But if you're sitting talking for a long period of time, my air conditioner is working with no problems right now. I should keep it that way and turn it off. For me, my voice, my throat tends to get a little bit dry. And I drank 2 double espressos this morning. So, yeah, I trust my immune system more than I trust any government. Well, that would be good, Rudy. That would be good. We're already at 90 minutes, man. Time's just flown by. Should we go another, say, 10, 15 minutes? You know, I've been saying, oh, do an hour-long stream. But, you know, like, it takes 15 minutes just to get going. If I said an hour and 15 to an hour and 30, I'd be a little more likely. But look up and read the BCCDC website. All right. I will take a look at it. I really only once in a while do I look at anything medical because I just get tired of. I'm just sick of all that. I mean, who isn't sick? Who isn't sick of it? Who isn't sick of all this shit? Nobody really likes it. Come on. Yes, read. What say to you? Well, I'm going to read it, but I'm not going to read it right now. Well, I want to see what it says about this mall, if there's anything else. The one thing that I thought was pretty funny is you'd walk in to the mall. At the entrance, they would squirt some gel in your hand, take your temperature, make you sign in, and then when you walk 50 feet to another store, and they want to squirt some gel in your hand and check you and have you check in again. I just find that to be so restrictive. It's like, listen, I came in here. If it's that bad of a situation, just lock everybody down and say you can't come. We're gonna lock you down in 1 week. Stock up on your food. If you're lucky, we'll come around with a little bit of food and water to help you, but stock up now. As of this date, we're locking down. Nobody can be out on the street for 10 days or something like that. If it's that bad, then do something like that. Screening with the ThaiSafe Thai platform or other government screening apps before entry to shops. To enter at-risk businesses such as restaurants, beauty salons, hairdressers, customers must show evidence of full vaccination, a history of infection in the past 1 to 3 months, or a negative ATK test in the last 7 days. Also, business operators must comply with provincial disease controls. All right, so that's what we got for the malls. And Thailand is said to halt Sinovac use after October as foreign ministry cites damages to Thai-Chinese ties. It comes as the Chinese embassy, in a strongly worded social media announcement, which is what I was talking about earlier, accused Sinovac critics of engaging in serious wrongdoing. Fuck you, China. That's all I got to say. Fuck off. Oh, you're engaged in wrongdoings. Fuck you. And if that gets this video demonetized, so be it. Fuck you, China. Fuck your government. Sick of hearing about China. Oh, China, they feel deeply insulted. Fuck off and fuck your feelings, China. Following last week's, it irritates me so much to hear their bullshit propaganda. You know, it just makes me feel better to say fuck off to China. Let's see here. Let me see if they have the... There you go, you see? I blame it on the CCP. The announcement came on the embassy's Facebook page and warned that the criticism was impairing the strong and warm relationship between Thailand and the People's Republic of China. The statement went on to highlight the success of the inactivated type vaccine, which it pointed out has been used extensively by the governments of Indonesia and Chile, and found to have 95 and 85% efficacy rates, respectively, in controlling infections from the virus. Now, let me see here. So Thailand's saying they're going to phase out the use of Sinovac after October. Heated censure debate saw allegations linked with government procurements of Sinovac front and center. Yeah, this is the thing. You know, people are complaining about this, and then China, they're so thin-skinned. These thin-skinned Chinese in charge there are so anal that they have to issue a statement. And people were asking how come Thailand is paying almost $11 a dose versus $9 a dose elsewhere. They're paying more per dose than Brazil or Indonesia. They're saying that this is because they were ready to serve. Brazil and Indonesia paid less because they were research areas where the vaccine was bought and locally bottled. Thailand, on the other hand, bought the vaccine the standard package. The efficacy of the vaccine itself, especially against the more virulent Delta strain, has been questioned by doctors as well as the public, but some medical experts have underlined it would be wrong to describe the Sinovac vaccine as inferior. I don't believe that. There's a reason. If people start saying it's inferior, I'm going to lean towards it probably is. I really want to see exact... Pfizer vaccines are better. From now on, the government should avoid placing orders for Sinovac vaccines because they have efficacy problems. It should look at vaccines of high quality, such as AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, and protein subunit vaccines such as Novavax. This is the first. Yesterday was the first I've heard of this Novavax. Chinese embassy in Bangkok accused Sinovac critics of wrongdoing as foreign minister spoke of a blow to Thailand's good friend relationship with China. Let me tell you something. China is like an insecure chick who uses every guy and every girl in their life to get ahead. She'll blow any guy. She'll make friends with beautiful women, ugly women. She don't care. She just wants to step on top of people and get to the top. That's what China is. China don't give a shit about Thailand and they're being a good friend. That's my opinion. I stand by it, and that's why I say fuck off to the CCP. Hate them. Hate them. Hate their mentality. And while I understand some of the things they do, the Chinese mentality of the government really comes through. Their arrogance. You want to talk about the United States? Listen, I can bitch and moan about the United States with the best of them. I understand the United States is not perfect, but neither is China, and China needs to shut the fuck up. China says Sinovac played a critical role in saving lives in the kingdom. Well, they've only, there's 15% or so of the people are fully vaccinated. What percentage of that is Sinovac? 12%? 11%? So, yeah, okay, they saved some people, and it saved some people. But really, if we're going to switch to Pfizer and do away with Sinovac, there must be a reason why. And it's not because, it's our relationship. Horse shit. That's my belief. Let me see if I can find out what irritated me yesterday about this. I do like this. I did put this up here. Biden and his band of bozos, who I definitely did not vote for, are now the equivalent of a 12-inch flaccid penis, incapable of rising to the occasion. True. I look at it like that's true. What happened? Somebody didn't. They took my post down or something? What is it? They've had enough of me. Yeah, well, this is the other thing. But, really, what government truly cares about their people? This is something that I was really giving some thought the other day. What government truly cares about their people? What group of people, what country and their people love their government? Where is it in the world? Because that's where I want to be. There's this guy on YouTube. I'm not going to promote his channel. But one of the things he says is go where you're treated best. Which is a great phrase. But as a citizen of a country, where are you treated best? Where should you go? That's my question. Is there any country where the citizens truly love their people? Can you hear my wife? I think she's losing her hearing. The other country's government's problems with their vaccines is a lack of transparency. Okay, but I'm talking about overall. I think it's a good question, and it's a question where people should really think about it, and it's a question that I could delve into a little bit more, to try to find the answer. I don't know about that. They have problems of their own. When I went there, they were irritated because the government wasn't doing more to help them with the problem with India, because they were having fuel issues. They were having a dispute over fuel. And I went into a little restaurant. I still remember the guy. If I saw my video, I remember his name. But funny little guy, but he made great coffee, and he made a great meal in the morning. And he was complaining about how they couldn't get any fuel. They couldn't even cook any breakfast. He was losing money because he can't even buy fuel. He was pissed off at the Indian government. He's pissed off at his own government. Denmark. I've heard Denmark is a nice place, and listen, it was a place I was going to go at one point when I was younger, and you know, I didn't go. I haven't been there. I'd like to go there. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. Um, I don't know the answer to this question, which is why, you know, when we going walking around, Scott? I'm not sure. Really, I mean, that's the. There are some places that I want to go in the next couple of days or next week. But you know, right now, I'm not sure. I'd like to go to another province and go to you know, some other place. I'd like to go for a few days. Um, Around locally, that's not a problem, you know. And like I said, you know, I may go to some. There's a restaurant that was. Uh, it's, you know, 115, 120 years old, something like that. There's a coffee shop I haven't been to, and these are in old Thai style areas. And I do want to go to those places. So there's a lot of places. I'm going to talk to Longhorns a little bit, see what his schedule is like. We'll get together and do something. But for now, you're stuck with me here. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow. Uh, Whether I'm out or not, I won't be streaming. And it's not the heat, it's the humidity combined with it being warm that just makes this place gnarly. And then the rain, because the rain is very, very heavy, and it makes, you know, it's just. I always say, if you're coming here as a tourist, don't worry about the rain. Just come. But I live here. I don't really want to, you know. I'm not going to Chiang Mai, I can tell you that. Um, and I probably won't go to Krabi. If I was to go to Krabi, well, I'm not going to go there. If I was to go to Chiang Mai, I would probably go south of the city and go to visit a few towns south of there. I'm not sure really. You know, there's a number of factors. I need to make sure that everything will be okay if I go there. I'm not going to have any issues, you know, because of the virus. I don't want them testing me. I just leave me the hell alone. That's what I want. And then, you know, how much is it going to cost? I got to think about that, like always. Is it a place that my family wants to go? Or if I go alone, how long will I need to go there? You know, there's always things to think about. My happiest place on earth is in front of my TV. You know, listen, I get bored with that. I get bored of thinking about, hey, what's on the tube? You know, I've watched The Sopranos so many times I can't even, I don't even know how many times I've watched them. The whole, I mean, you know, from season 1 through the end, probably 25 times. I'm watching Seinfeld now. I'm already on the 3rd season. I just finished watching The Godfather of Harlem. I'm waiting for the 3rd season. I just finished watching the show Barry. Finished everything that I have available. Waiting for the new season. All that stuff, for me, it's, you know, 7, 8 o'clock, I watch a show or two, I fall asleep, boom, that's it. I don't really care about, it's just something to make noise when I'm falling asleep. And if I don't fall asleep, then it gives me something to watch. Yeah, but what were the other places? I already went to Sarni's. Yeah, there's the old 100-and-something-year-old place, the old the coffee shop, the old restaurant, Chinatown, the Summer Bowl, the Cacao Bangkok, which is similar to that, Chinatown, Talat Noi, Kokret, Lamphun, maybe Koc Payam, Kopayam. Um, I don't know. I don't know other than that. You know. And then it's, do the wife and kids want to go? Can they go? Does Longhorns want to go? Because, you know, he'll be here for a little while longer. Raw stuff. So you consider my stream raw stuff. Well, I don't watch real TV. I watch, like, I have stuff downloaded. I have stuff still on CDs that I've just ripped. I have all kinds of stuff. You know, I got Netflix. So that's enough to keep me busy. And believe it or not, I am busy. You know, I do squeeze in a nap here and there, but other than that, I'm busy most of the time. You know, sometimes it's I got to go run errands, I got to do stuff. You know, I've been working on my camera because I want to shoot some stuff, some video, and I haven't shot video with this Fuji, and ever since I've got it, I've really only shot a little bit of video with it. So I'm trying to figure out all the settings, and you know, I got to test everything, and then, so, you know, like that's hours. I can sit there for hours trying to figure out the settings, testing stuff, and, you know, so rarely do I ever look at other YouTubers, and I damn sure don't look at anybody in Thailand. I don't know why. I just never have, really. I know about the people. I know who people are and stuff like that, but I just don't want to watch it because, you know, I'm even uncomfortable talking about it, believe it or not. I'm uncomfortable, you know, showing places around. You know, I thought about going to the Oriental, you know, with Longhorns. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do know a couple places to get some good food over there, and he's a big foodie, so it might happen. I don't know, you know. I mean, really, even like today, I wake up in the morning, I read something, and I go, oh, maybe I'll stream this morning. Then I thought, all right, I'm going to stream, you know. Rule 34 stuff, naughty dog. I take it you are not into NA's rap. What is Rule 34? I don't even know what that is. I'm out of the loop, man. Internet maxim, which asserts that internet pornography exists concerning every conceivable topic. The concept is commonly depicted as fan art of nominally non-erotic subjects hanging. Yeah. Oh, it's for basically for other people to inspect your electronic documents or stored information, tangible things, or entering the land for inspection of or other purposes. Never even heard about that rule. Permit entry onto designated land or other property possessed or controlled by the responding party so that the requesting party may inspect, measure, survey, photograph, test, or sample the property. We're getting too involved. That's a little too involved. I just call it flying by the seat of my pants. And I've tried many times to plan things out to the T. And from this time to this time, I'm going to do this. From this time, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to do this from 11 to 12. And then at 12:15, I'm going to take a little 15 break at 12 o'clock. And then and it never works. Never works for me. If I had a producer who said, Scott, now we have to do this, that would be different. Maybe I would do things more like that. I would be able to stick to things. I'm not a good producer like that. I just kind of go, where are we going now? I don't know. It's like yesterday when Longhorns and I were out. Where are we going to go? You want to go eat right now? Not really. I'm not hungry. All right, I need some film. Okay, let's go. Sit in a taxi. Takes up, an hour to get there. walk around a little bit. All right, now what? I don't know. You know, figure it out as you go. You know. Anyway, listen. Time to get on out of here. Thank you everybody for joining me. I appreciate it. Please remember, you got 51 people and 29 thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, at least consider doing so. You can always subscribe and not click the notification button. There's no reason why you can't do that. Then you never get notified. But you still be able to see if I'm up, which is a good thing to me. That's what I always do. I got a lot of people that I subscribe to, but there's only about 3 people that I have the notification bell clicked on, and I'm not one of them. I don't get a notice that, hey, I'm going to stream now, and just to check and see what's going on. I don't get a notification. I don't even get notifications from the people who I do click the notification bell for. So that tells you something about YouTube. First thing is Rule 34, 10 plus North American slang. Naughty Dog is actually a U.S. rapper group band. I'm out of the mix, man. I'm not all that into rap in the first place. I like more like hip hop from the old days, you know, like Digital Underground kind of stuff. I can listen to that stuff. You know, Prince, what was his name? Fresh Prince, Will Smith. Okay, I could listen to a little bit of his stuff. Yeah. But the stuff now and all this kind of YouTube music where, you know, they got the girl at the background and her voice is shrill and they got the organ playing and the beep, 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 beep. And the girl's, why? I can't handle that shit. It just bugs me. Give me rock and roll, man. Yeah, I'm old. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with good old rock and roll. And, you know, it's not that I don't like other music. I do like other music, but I like quality, man. I don't like some of this garbage that's out there now. And there is a lot of garbage. I'm not going to take a nap yet, John, you smart ass. If I take a nap, it's usually around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And it's 30 minutes or an hour, maybe. Rarely is it an hour. 30 minutes, maybe. Then I wake up and I go, hey, I feel pretty good. Time for a coffee. I just woke up. So, anyway, thank you very much. And I don't know what I'm going to do in the next couple days here on the channel. I should just call the channel Flying by the Seat of My Pants. Rock You Like a Hurricane. I like the Rhythm of Love. You know, I used to like No One Like You, that album, Blackout. Scorpions used to be my favorite group, by the way. Long ago, they were my favorite group. And then I like the Killers now. And they're not that new. Like, my kids go, they're old. What are you talking? The Killers? You like the Killers? They're old now. And I'm like, they're not that old. Like 10 years old. I'm like, you know. Anyway. Thank you very much. Let me give a little praise sign in here. There you go. Killers is alternative rock. Yeah, whatever. I'll listen to just about anything. All right, Richard, thank you, and I will put in a word for you with Mr. Chucky, Mr. Chunky. All right, so until next time. Yeah, I like that. I like George Thorogood. Yeah. The next time that I stream from my computer or something, I'll tell you what's on my Spotify, the last stuff that I've been listening to. Because I can tell you right now, it's been Boston, The Killers, The Beatles, what's that chick's name? Ashley Simpson, 38 Special. That shit's old. And I like it. All right. See you guys later.